Separation from main transport complete.
Hello.
Group A delivered
What's
to
happening
Palestine
here?
region. All pioneers functional, initiating dispersion.
Okay. And let me say hello to everyone.
Attention,
I'm here
Pioneer.
in this
I
drop
am
pod.
Ada, your personal instance of the artificial directory and assistant.
Hello, Ada.
Welcome to the Fixit Incorporated Save the Day program.
Okay, so
A Fixit
what's the
Pioneer
plan?
has 3 core assignments.
Like, subscribe, no.
All pioneers must follow Fixit guidelines and instructions when constructing any building.
Okay,
Automate.
naruhodo.
Every pioneer is responsible for setting up and managing efficient pipelines, outposts, and power infrastructure.
I'm an engineer, so easy.
Explore and exploit. Fixit selected planets are rich with resources suitable for direct use or further investigation. Stay within your designated. And that is why the world is counting on pioneers like you. Fixit. Short-term solutions to long-term problems.
Okay, so hello everyone.
Initiating planetfall.
I just hopped on to Satisfactory.
Atmospheric entry in
I'm an
3,
engineer,
2,
and
1. Beginning arrow assist.
I think things are not going that
Add
well.
acceptable parameters.
Okay, we didn't accept all parameters.
Descent phase begun. Decelerating.
Yes, we should decelerate slowly.
Parachute. Deploying backup parachute. Skipping parachute.
Okay. Oh no, not skipping parachute.
Activating retropropulsion.
Okay, but okay, we are landing nicely. And hello everyone. Hello me, Chan and Fallon. Welcome to today's stream. I wanted to start right with the opening sequence. This is my first time ever.
Touchdown. Planetfall complete.
Yeah, I know it's a factory game.
Omni-situational exploration suit nominal. Pioneer. Acceptable.
I opened it up for the first time just to test controls and everything. I was like, ooh, this game has an opening sequence. I'm going to time it with my starting stream. But yeah, it is my first time playing Satisfactory. I know how factory games go. I am an engineer, a mechanical engineer.
Welcome to Massage 2, ABB, in the binary system of Akicha.
Okay, I do like
Loading objective
nice looking
based
worlds.
introduction.
Can't wait to industrialize it. Press tab to open the inventory and equip our weapon. I did this when testing the game. I can now zap stuff. I have the power of lightning on at my command. Press F to enter dismantle mode.
Dismantle the drop pod.
Okay.
Fix it incorporated as cost-effective and efficient. We do not waste. The drop pod will be recycled to construct the first stage of the habitat and utility base, often referred to as the hub.
Oh yes, hub's very important, and I can't wait. Of course, I think we have just a small tutorial, but I can't wait to be free. And
if you cannot find iron, be assured scans of the planet have revealed sufficient iron sources.
What's that there? When I tested the game earlier, I don't remember seeing that. Oh, please. What's that? Now I'm curious. Oh. I don't think that's supposed to happen. I want that. It's shiny. Can I get a way to get up there? No. Probably need some better tech. Okay, so V to bring up the resource scanner, and let's search for some iron to set up our starting base. We do have, okay, 2 iron nodes there, 3 there. Yeah, I think that seems like a good spot. Try looking at the rocks close to it. Is this like a parkour segment? It could. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, stuck. Ah, nice. Because when I playtested the game earlier, I don't remember. Okay. He can skip ahead and... Oh, hello, big guy. Can I jump on top of you? Oh, I can. Wee! Oh, it's bouncy. Wee! Okay, this is cool. Oh, I was about to ask, does this game have fall damage? Got my answer. Ah, no. Okay, now we'll go back into our regular programming here on the stream. I gotta...
Potential edible collected. Eating it and surviving does not count as a valid field test and does not generate enough data for Fixit to make an informed decision.
Bouncy giant beetle. Oh, is that a beetle? I don't know why I was thinking it's like a... I was seeing an elephant. Probably because of the size, but I can see the beetleness. I know how to play games! Nah! Oh, I remember. Yeah, I remember I was seeing a guide saying that this game has like Warframe slides. That's what I call this, because I associate this mechanic with Warframe. Yes, thank you for the help. For reminding me that I can Warframe jump. Oh, let's set this up correctly. Oh. So, run. Oh. Run and crawl? Huh? Ah! No! Can't do it uphill. Ah! No. Okay. I'm struggling. I'm not even building a factory. I've been playing a lot of Hollow Knight Silk Song. Okay, I can get it later. I think that's probably good. I mean, you give me an open world. Let's go! No! You give me an open world, I get the rail. That's part of the charm for me. And yeah, I see you hanging out. That's something that makes me happy, seeing when you support Primo, because he's a fellow Portuguese VTuber. And some VTubers are like, one of my viewers is watching another VTuber's content. No, I'm happy when people I like are supporting each other. I'm happy when I see you supporting Primo and Silksong content. You'll soon unlock platforms. Yeah, I mean, This is a building game. Yeah, I can.
Next
Oh.
objective. Use the build gun to construct the hub. Iron is a base component necessary for all near future progress.
I play
so
Dark
ensure you
Souls.
build
I know how to
most iron sources.
roll.
Fix it does not pay by the kilometer.
You struck first.
Samples of new alien species acquired. Notable features are blunt teeth, suggesting it is herbivorous, and a thickly plated skull and spine,
Okay, oh.
suggesting it is proficient at
This is kind of a
inflicting
flat
and receiving
area.
blunt force trauma. Preserve the remains
Seems
for
like a
later
good place
study.
to start. I have no idea what a good starting location is or not. I do know that there's a snap mode. And you can kind of lock to the world grid, but I'm not achieving that right now. Okay, probably this is just like the first building. Let's plump it down. Snap is for platforms. Okay, okay.
Hub foundation built. The hub terminal and crafting bench are only the humble beginnings of a successful fix-it
Like in
pioneer,
half an hour,
but
okay.
essential for the next steps of onboarding. Once finished, the hub will function as your base of operations. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 1.
Yeah, and by the way, my stance on backseating is like, if you tell me, oh, build like backseating to the point of I'm not playing the game, I will be angry. Things like that, like, oh, don't worry, you'll unlock it or answering my questions, completely fine. What you're doing, Michan, I do appreciate. I started following Protocol Primo because of being a PT VTuber state for all night and now just generally enjoying his channel vibes. Yeah, I'm... Why is my voice failing? You have no reason to fail today, voice. Yeah, Primo is a chill guy. Protocol Primo. Met him this year and we became friends very fast. Yeah, so now we have milestones to complete. That's how the game progresses, and we need to make steel rods. We have a crafting branch, we have iron, and we just craft. We convert iron into iron plates into steel rods. The place you pick to start isn't the best, but it's the least hostile, which helps completely new players. Yeah, I'm totally... I've seen the game, but I have no idea like how the scale of the game is in late game, how the meta is, what's important, what's not important.
Congratulations on completing your first
I'm
milestone.
really discovering the
first
game
will
as I
provide
go.
Access to new recipes and technologies for the Fix-It mission.
Some games, for
Next
example, if this was Factorio, I haven't played a lot of
Upgrade 2.
Factorio, but I know way better how Factorio progresses. This game, I know that like that this is kind of the starting thing to upgrade your hub, and it's kind of like a tutorial guideline, but that's it. Okay, what can I build? I think I can build the equipment's workshop, and maybe that would allow me. Yeah, I just read what's on the screen. To get the portable miner, so for that I need more iron. I could get a sensor to remind myself where was iron. Hello, hello, Vexel! Oh, and by the way, because of how much you know about like the arbitrary spot that I pick, is the game gen like, is each map random or all fixed, predetermined? I have no idea. Because I just looked around a little bit and you're like, oh, that spot, like, if you know all details of my spot, just one map, okay. So that makes sense then. That there's like a meta, nothing changes. Okay, then what you're saying makes absolute sense. So let's get our miners up and running. You pick where to spawn. Okay. I don't remember picking. Maybe there's something like random if you don't pick anything, or maybe I missed the option completely. Oh, missing. Oh, because I submitted some steel rods already. But hello, Vexel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Ah, it's the default spot. Okay. Let's get an equipment workshop. Oh, oh, I spent 1 iron plate too many. Wait, iron... Well, no, what I have is iron ingots. And I need iron plates. That's the problem. Its flat should help, but the resource nodes are poor quality. That doesn't matter in the early game that much. Yeah, and I mean... I'm not trying to min-max. I'm here for the journey. Yeah, okay, it's the equipment workshop that I want. I think this gets upgraded. I don't want to obstruct it too much. Let's get it a little bit away. And now I think I've unlocked portable miners. And yeah, this is a factory game. Your job in a factory game is to not play the game. I'm just joking. But, I mean, we are taking the small steps, and what you want is that, okay, I'm mining, I want something to mine for me. I'm crafting, I want something to craft for me. And you want to transition from worker to manager. It's like climbing the corporate ladder in a way. That's how factory games run. And I need to start having... I'm having way too much short-term memory, always double-checking things. Yeah, so just some steel pipes. Some iron rods, not steel pipes. They would be made in a lathe in real life. Oh, I can make 2. And I think I can plop down 2 in the same spot. So I think I equip them. What is this? Ah, okay. Just nuts. Yeah, and I can see that the ore is impure. Today, and this week in general, it's one of those times where I'm tired. But it's a good time of tired, because sometimes you're tired because you're frustrated, fighting against a wall in terms of your work and everything, and you feel no progress. I worked a lot these couple of days. But it was... I'm happy because I am producing a lot of quality work. I'm working in something that I cannot reveal due to NDA, but if things go well, it's going to be a massive improvement in my quality of life. It's going to be something great for me if it goes well. I cannot reveal details because of NDAs, but I'm very excited about the thing I'm currently working on. You want to progress from factory to factor. Yes. Oh, wait. 12. And now we just... I think I'm going to be missing exactly 1. Exactly 1. Grab all. I need... Like the muscle memory. I look at 2 icons and I'm like, pick up my... No, it's not that one. One of the things that probably will come with experience. Yeah, look at me crafting things by hand. That's not how an engineer should work. Oh! We have walls now.
Power and shell completed. The smelter can turn raw ore such as copper and iron into ingots, and the biomass burner generates power when fueled. Fun fact. Most of the native flora and fauna is compatible with Fixit technology.
Oh yeah, so
Fueling the biomass burner with inappropriate materials will result in deductions or even cancellation of your yearly bonus.
Okay.
Next objective, complete hub upgrade 3.
Hello, DZ! Yeah, I'll be handcrafting a lot until I unlock coal power. Yeah, now it's more stuff to unlock more stuff. But yeah, you've unlocked the smelter, and that's our first piece of automation. Instead of doing this first step that I'm doing by hand, this iron ingot, copper ingot. Oh, I gathered some copper at the start. By building a smelter, the converting ore into ingots gets automated. our first step into automation. Let's refine all of these by hand for now. But yes, this game is indeed very satisfactory. I'm taking the first steps into what feels like a massive undertaking in a good way. So what do I need for the smelter? Oops. Oh, only 5 some wires. I can make those easily. Let's get... I think I need some cables to connect power and then iron rods. Okay, and we'll have iron coming from that side. So I think it makes sense to get the power. Is okay. I don't think we can get it very far away from that generator from now on. Let's try to future plan this a little bit. Okay, we have our first smelter. Oh. Ah. And now we can set it to iron ingots. And now this is going to process the iron ingots for us. But we need power. We need a power line. Okay, now it has power. We just need to add fuel here. Yeah, burning 1 wood per minute. We are using 4 megawatts of energy. And we have our first step of automation. We are converting iron ore into iron ingots automatically. Let's fill this up. And I think I want to build a second one for copper. I think I've unlocked a copper scanner. Where's our closest copper? Okay, 140. That's not that bad. That's cute. I don't want to attack him. Maybe he has some very important resource that I need later on. I'll only attack him once I need to. For now, I want to leave the birdie. Oh no, those are annoying. Oh, don't have the thing equipped. Yeah. I told you, I know how to play Dark Souls. You do not. Yeah, that's what you get for trying to fight a Dark Souls player. Hello, Big Beetle. What are you? Let me look at your face. You are... weird. Do you damage me? No. Oof. One thing to note, the power used in early game will only use what you need, not for everything else will always run 100%. Oh, that makes sense. That's why, for example, in real life, one of my favorite ways of power storage in real life, because a lot of people do not consider how hard and important power storage is. And one of my favorite ways to store power is gravity. We've all studied, if we studied a little bit of physics, that there's 2 energies, which are kinetic energy and gravitational energy. Kinetic energy is like something we use whenever we move. Gravitational energy is a potential energy. It's potential. It's not something that is concretely being used. Sorry, I was... we can use that the way that bodies convert gravitational energy into kinetic energy and vice versa to store electrical power. Why? Because we can easily convert electrical power into kinetical energy. That's something that's not hard. That's something we do with engines and turbines, generators, things like that. We use electromagnets to convert movement into energy, and we use pumps or motors to convert electrical energy into movement. So, from movement to electricity, it is simple. But how do we store movement itself? Well, we can use gravity. And what some people do in some countries, it depends on the geology and everything, you have a massive reservoir of water, like a lake uphill, and you build a barrage and a flow of water. And what you do is, once the grid is not using a lot of power, like after midnight and things like that, you use your excess power, because as you said, production and everything is running at 100%. You use your excess power from the grid to pump water from the bottom of the lake to the top. Then we are storing kinetical energy, we are storing electrical energy as potential gravitic energy using water. Then when we reach rush hour and we need a lot more energy, we open the gates and we let that water flow and use turbines to convert it back into electrical energy. That's a cool way to store power. And this is like, I'm not talking about fiction or anything, this is something that is actually used like commonly. So we will have copper coming from that direction, right? That's where the copper was at. I have no idea if like my future planning is good or bad, but I want to start at least having a semblance of a nuance of planning so that everything isn't just a pure mess. I mean, I already have enough copper. I can kind of finish the next stage. Oops. But yeah, here's that was just a little bit of engineering knowledge. You can use water to store electrical power. Because storing electrical power, like a lot of things can be done in a lot of different ways. And usually, that one is relatively common in Portugal. Yeah, there's a really unusual one that doesn't use a lot of space, which basically lives off the... Oh yes, I've seen the heavy block. I've seen the heavy block. I think it's still important. Yeah, and I think the main reason why a lot of people don't use that is that moving parts are fallible. The good thing about the water one is that you only have water going up or down. And when you are developing any technology, you need to think, how is this better or worse than a solution? And I've heard about that solution, and the main quote-unquote struggle that they have is, how can we make this better than the water one? It is good to explore new solutions and ideas, but they really need to answer that question. And sometimes it's a stroke of genius, sometimes it is actually... like some ideas that sound great have no feasibility. That is why engineers have work.
The constructor can produce simple parts, and power poles allow for the expansion of the power grid. When you make the inevitable mistake, Fix-It's dismantling feature is designed to salvage all resources used during construction, in line with our zero waste policy. We understand that Fix-It pioneers are only human and thus prone to error. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 4.
If it's the one I saw, it could use more power than it can generate. Yeah, I mean, the thing, any storage, like in that terms, okay, we have customizability now. Any storage will always be inefficient in a way, so any storage will use more power than it can generate. But yeah, it's a term of how much the balance is strong, and sometimes it has happened a lot in technology. People have an idea of X thing for X purpose, and it turns out that for that purpose is a horrible idea. And then suddenly there's a completely different problem. I've seen this happen multiple times in engineering. A completely different problem rises, and that horrible solution from the previous problem turns out to be a superb solution for the newer problem. And that's why keeping up to date with technology is a nightmare. Sometimes it can be very frustrating. It's like, was that a good idea or not? I do not understand. It's like, for example, one that I do understand if you remember, historically speaking, there was a time where everyone talked about diesel power, like how diesel engines were the future. They were much more environmentally friendly than gas, like diesel was the future. Go diesel, it's environmentally friendly. Now, if you look at what the environmentally friendly people say, everyone says that gas is more environmentally friendly than diesel. And if you do not know anything about technology, I've heard people say, oh, it's the lobbies, it's the government, it's things like that. And it has nothing to do with that. It's pure technology. Basically, I'm going to explain this real simple because this is one that I do know. Imagine that when you burn gas, you produce 100 pollutants. I'm going to use random numbers, these are just a reference. You produce 100 pollutants. And when you burn diesel for the same distance, you produce 50. So, diesel pollutes less than gas. However, technology advanced. And from those 100 pollutants that gas releases, we discovered a way to eliminate like 95% inside of the engine. And we discovered a way to eliminate like 60% of diesel. So if we consider how much the technology advanced, since a lot of the pollutants that diesel produces are very hard to eliminate and we cannot do it in the engine, now that technology advanced, gas is actually more environmental friendly in a car, because applications do matter. In a car, gas is more environmentally friendly than diesel. And that's why, if you do not know all of this context, it seems very random. But that's why sometimes one thing is polluting, then the other thing is less polluting, and you're like, this makes no sense, this is lobbies, is this the government, is this propaganda? There is all of that, but sometimes it's just the way that technology evolves, and chemistry is the basis of a lot of technologies, and sometimes the chemistry does not chemistry in our favor. Sorry, I'm yapping on about this game instead of focusing on the game. It's making me yap on about engineering stuff. It's like, yes, I do have a degree in I do have a PhD in engineering that's going to finish next month. Oh yeah, there's also manufacturing. Yes, in gas, like in the example of gas in specific, you use distillation columns to produce both gasoline and diesel. So it's not much about, in that specific case, it's not about the manufacturing process. But yes, a lot of people are frustrated. If you're someone who supports the environment, sometimes it's frustrating because you feel like, oh, things should be simple. Why are they so nuanced? Why do you need to think about all of these situations like manufacturing costs, transportation? Because you do need to think about all of them. That is. I think I remember. I think I because that one only has one connection. So I need to remove this connection. And I think I do that, yeah, with the dismantler. For example, wind power in Portugal is great for the environment. We have a lot of wind power and it is very environmentally friendly. It is something great. But depending on where you live, wind power can be more polluting than other alternatives, because it has manufacturing costs. It has it sometimes can damage wildlife, and depending on where you live, it's not something like, oh, a lot, like, we like simple stuff. Simple stuff is satisfying, and it feels good to have simple stuff, but sadly a lot of things in real life are not simple. Okay, this is going to be for my copper. The NIMBYs won't be happy. Hello, Rabbit Mutt. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. But yeah, a lot of people... I wish a lot of stuff was more simple. And overcomplicating is definitely a way of manipulating information. You can use overcomplication to make things appear more complex than they are, but a lot of things are just complex by nature. I remember, I don't know what that project was, where they did an environmentally friendly project to clean the air, but because of where it was made and the transportation costs and everything, the project's footprint was neutral. The amount of pollutants that they eliminated was basically equal to the amount of pollutants that were created because of the production of that same building. Oh, I want to do... Okay, I'm kind of running around with a plan. Let me get to portable miners on that faraway copper. The opposite is simplification. If you call it, then percent can kill the discussion. I'm going more. I'm not. I'm avoid going too much into politics. I'm discussing more technology because that's my main area. My main area is definitely technological knowledge, and not more of the political side of things, especially because one thing that's very important is that we are, like, this is a very worldwide audience, and the context of politics is something that really, really varies depending on where you live. True, but it's also renewable energy. I'm talking more about the technological side of things. That's the one I do feel comfortable in addressing. Definitely. And I mean, and like, I'm a mechanical engineer. There is environmental engineers. There is people with PhDs in environmental engineering. So even within, speaking of the environment, I do know some misconceptions and I do have some information, but there are people more qualified than me to address this situation even. Okay, let's add some more biomass, and now I think we have the production constructor, and we need 75 of those plates. Yeah, culture shocks are definitely a thing. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Please do not push it. It's always fun to watch other countries' reactions. Something that's completely normal there, but wild in other. Yeah, culture shocks. I had someone recently who was surprised in how in Portugal it is so common to have your clothes drying outside, like hanging. And like, it's one thing that you don't even think about. In some places it's super common to have your clothes drying, like on a clothesline outside, and in other countries or cities, sometimes there's even the thing that sometimes within the same country, depending on where you are, things can shift quite radically. Okay, and those, sorry, those are reinforced, and what I want to automate is iron plates. So I have iron ingots, and then one factory is enough to produce iron plates directly. So I think we need 2 of them. Oh, not enough space in inventory. I'm definitely yapping more than tryharding. And we have unlocked conveyors, right? Or no? No, we haven't. So I'm going to put the constructor. So there's no point in adding too much stuff. Oh, I'm missing a cable. But I'm adding at least one constructor. Belts are tier, you're on the tutorial or tier 0. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, this is a little bit... Oh, I don't... let me disassemble this. I don't like how much this is in the way of our other stuff. Let's rotate it. Okay. And then we get an L-shaped stuff. And I want iron plates from iron ingots. Let's get more of this in. Time to play No Man's Sky, Nando. I'm right now exploring this game first. No Man's Sky does seem to be having... Like, the game does look really cool. The development that the game has been having and all does seem to be very enjoyable. But for now, I did want to play a factory game. I was very indecisive. I like Shapes. Shapes for me is one of my favorite factory games from, especially Shapes 2. From an engineering point of view alone, it's like, it's very raw. It's just logics. The thing is, for content creation, it's something that I need to think. I'm streaming because I am doing content creation. It can be hard to follow for viewers. Like, if you do not understand a thing of what's happening, it's hard to get invested into the game. And that's something I need to have in mind. Okay, let's grab some of the copper that has piled up there. Yeah, factory plus puzzle game. I like Shapes 2. I think it was in early access. I streamed it and it's about to release. Is an interesting one. The main problem with Shapes for me is, yeah, the streaming aspect and then not enough limitations. At least the version that I played, it felt like your only limitation was how fast you could. It's really dull to watch. Yeah. Good to play yourself though. Yeah, that's... I had a blast streaming it. But I did, like, people wouldn't say... when I'm streaming, like, to my face, oh, this is dull to watch. But people wouldn't say that, but I felt it. If I can give you an honest opinion for a space game, it's the Minecraft of space game. If you want hardcore space game, there's other games. Yeah, one game that I never played a lot of space games. I feel like, yeah, only dipped my toes very lightly. I remember seeing some of them, like watching content. Okay, let me just, instead of going back and forth, let's submit this. Let's take care of the cables now. Yeah, I like space and sci-fi stuff. It's probably like one of my top 4 or 5 genres. My main genre, of course, is fantasy. I do love fantasy-oriented stuff. Very kind. Yeah, I know that a lot of space games can be very heavy in terms of... I mean, there's one that I would really like to try out. It's kind of a different subgenre of space games, which would be Kerbal Space Program. A lot of people are shocked that I never played that, but I did never play Kerbal Space Program. Okay.
Hub upgrade 4, landing platform and utilities completed. Conveyor belts connect the output of one building to the input of another and transport resources. Due to past incidents, I have been asked to issue a clarification. Portable miners, obviously, do not have a connection for conveyor belts. There is nothing to suggest, visually or functionally, that they can be connected to portable miners. If this is something you struggle with, do not worry. Fixit has alternative uses for all their pioneers. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 5.
Kerbal sounds very nanocore. Yeah, a lot of people. I was watching Almantas play the other day, and he was like, "Oh, Nano is probably much better than me at this game. Nano has probably played this for hours," and I'm like, "Almantas, I've never played this game before," and he was like, "What?" It is a very nanocore game. Okay, I'm going to build, because now we need like 50 cables. So I'm going to build 2 more assemblers to make wires and then cables. So we need 4 reinforced iron plates. We need more iron plates. We can get them from... Okay, that's not outputting. Probably I need to input more iron. I mean, as I said many times in this stream, I am a mechanical engineer. So Kerbal Space Program does seem like my cup of tea. So we have our... This is our copper manufacturing. Do we have copper in the chest? Yes. And we output the copper to make wires on the constructor. Oh, we need more cables. Crafting bench. Use wires. This is exactly the process that I'm about to automate, what I'm doing here. And we get cables. And we start getting our first sample of automation. Yeah. We now connect this to that. This to here. We make this produce wires. These shall produce cables. Now we just need power. Let's build a new power line so this one doesn't get completely saturated. Because then we'll be unable to put more output. We'll be unable to select any output there. Ah, that's not producing. True. So you can go there. Let me grab some things directly here. Okay, 1. Oh. 1, 2. You're going to hate screws. There's a way to make them from ingots instead of rods, but say how is probably something you should explore. Oh. It's ironic that I'm going to hate screws because on my PhD work I use hundreds and hundreds of screws on the robot I built. Hello, Protocol Primo! I was just, at the start of the stream, I was just complimenting you, so let me shout you out. Protocol Primo, if you like cyberpunk aesthetics, if you like Portuguese VTubers, if you like Hollow Knight, he's currently struggling with the game. Yo, I wasn't even here. You weren't, but you deserve it. Let's go. Portuguese VTubers together strong. But yeah, have you played this game before, Primo? This one specifically, Satisfactory. The GOAT. I'm not the GOAT, but I do my best. Yeah, I'm a fan of factory games. Played quite a bit of Factorio and quite a bit of a fan of Factorio and shapes. But Satisfactory nowadays, I feel like, is probably one that most people consider to be one of the best ones out there. Okay, let's produce the rods. It's 75, but it's not that hard to produce rods. Okay, I need plates. No, not plates, ingots. And ingots come from here. But they are being manufactured. I mean, I can just take these plates off and change the production here. Yes. To iron rods. I think that's the easiest way to do it. And yes. Me and Fallon were just talking about you, primo. It has the most annoying early game. No, that's exactly where I'm at. Factorial's early game is really good. I think it progresses very smoothly. I mean, it has been a while since I played Factorio. Well, let me produce 2 more portable miners and drop them in concrete. That way, I just need to hop on. Nice. I mean, the game does look and feel nice. I'm going to... Oops. No. Misclicks. This is what I want. I have these portable miners that are going to gather limestone for... Yeah, but I was kind of rushing through the things. Okay, you need more copper. Yeah, but having these, like, chain of production, and then I have the cables running out and seeing, like, the cables moving visually, the game is really good. Let's grab more copper from our miners. I still struggle with the hotkeys. It's V, copper ore. It's there. Grab some leaves on the way. I like this chasm. I don't know why. Oh. One of your power grids has shut down. I'll be there in a sec. Very pretty game, I agree. And hello, Rabbit Mutt. Welcome now to Twitch. Currently playing Gato Roboto as a break from Silksong. So how flirty. Oh, enjoy. And I do not know what Gato Roboto is. Yeah, no power. And by the way, another lesson. If you get angry about fuses, okay, astronomical amount of concrete. Okay, okay. Probably I'm going to unlock a better miner later. I was talking about... I got lost in my own thoughts. Weren't you producing... fuses! Wait, did I turn on or off the fuse? I think I turned it on and out of power. If a fuse going down annoys you, it shouldn't. You should be happy for fuses and them going down. The role of a fuse, it is something that's very simple, but I feel like a lot of people have misconceptions. Basically, if a fuse blows up and you have to pay like, oh, I need to pay 20 bucks for a new fuse. That fuse probably prevented you from spending like 1,000 bucks or something else. A fuse is made specifically to be the weakest link. Something that destroys a fuse would also, like any incident that destroys one of your fuses, would also destroy a lot more important stuff in a lot worse ways. So if a fuse blows, you should be happy that the fuse is there to blow up. And not something... It's like in cars. If you ever get to nuclear power, the sound of the fuse will instantly put you in panic. Okay. Pixely Metroidvania. You play a cat that hops into a robot. Okay, that does sound Very interesting. The only Metroidvania I played was Dark Souls 1. Okay, let me grab... Probably I have enough materials now to finish. Oh, another cool thing about this game is that I think the multiplayer works fine. I never played multiplayer, but I do know it has multiplayer, and I think it works well. But I do wonder how nuclear power works in this game. Here I was just complimenting the fuses. You can stop going down. And I do wonder if... I mean, I have people who can backseat in a way. Oh, it's just like a fuel. Okay. So every time the fuse went down was like a fuel. I was thinking if it was a random event. No, I think it's just fuel running out that causes the fuse to blow for now. Let's grab some more leaves. While the factory is crafting for me. Oh yeah, the start. You need like the start. I think I'm not. There's a content creator that I really like. I'm missing his name. He's a nuclear engineer and does a lot of like reaction to how well nuclear stuff is made or not. But requiring power to start up a nuclear engine, nuclear system does sound something that is realistic. But my understanding of nuclear energy is not... I know who you're talking about, he's so cool. Yeah! It's the guy who is like... Oh, and here we see a tree. A tree grows foliage. This foliage is kind of like the cooling cells that we use in nuclear reactors. Like, everything he describes somehow ties back to nuclear reactors. He knows a lot about what he talks about, and he's also cool. I like how somehow, Primo, whenever we talk about videos, you and I consume the exact same videos that ever pop up on YouTube. So, hub level 5, new buildings, player upgraded.
Power expansion completed. The miner, unlike portable miners, can be connected to conveyor belts and requires power to function. Caution: as you expand, the energy demand of your production may exceed the capacity of your power grid. The onboarding program was established because fix-it pioneers often experience memory issues after planetfall. If you are experiencing nosebleeds, nausea, existentialism, or an itchy scalp, there is no need for concern. This should pass within 5 to 7 workdays. Next objective, complete hub upgrade 6.
I need wires. Okay, I think now we have a new power stuff, and this is basically, I knew a little bit of the game up until this point. Now I know absolutely nothing that comes after. But it makes sense that we don't want to oversaturate our power lines. So I'm going to add a new power pole here. Disconnect those. And that power line can go there. That's going to be our copper power line. And this will be... power lines can handle infinite power. Oh, okay. So I can connect this to that and there won't be any issues then. I don't need to do segregation of different power lines. I was like, I don't want to have, like, anything getting oversaturated. You can have... Oh, okay, okay. So, let's pick this up and build an actual miner that can be used for automation. Need a little bit more concrete. Infinite power! Unlimited power! The power producing machines. Okay, so nice. It's good to know that I can just link everything up and not worry about it. that side of things. I can tell you that in real engineering, power transportation is definitely a reason for concern. And I'm not only talking about higher power lines, I'm even talking about robotics and stuff, that kind of scale. If some of your cables or some of your PCB connections are thin enough, are not wide enough, you can have severe issues. Oh, now we have storage containers. Oh, that's nice. Going to go there in a sec. Okay, miner. Oh, wait. I didn't see what side. Oh, yeah, I don't want it facing that side. Yeah, that seems better. And now instead of doing that run, just look at transforms on this. Oh, that one's saturated. So what I can do is... Oh, because I connected it back to there. I can dismantle this power line. Get from here to here. And you will connect to there. You would connect to the mine. And now we have automated mining. Ah, okay. It was boring into the earth. Ah, okay, now we have... I was like, this can't be this slow, it was just a setup. And you can follow our ores into a journey. Hey, this reminds me of that very dangerous... Do not do this, but a lot of people think about doing it. The... Oh, I see the lines for luggage and everything at the airport, and I want to see where the luggage goes. Everyone has that like internal instinct of, ooh, where is this heading? Where I want to go on top of a conveyor belt. Do not go on top of conveyor belts. It does sound interesting in a way, but you do not want to do that. So now I can gather these two. And I can get a miner here. Oh, I'll need to get power over here as well. And we can... I saw that we unlocked the storage container. That's a chunky storage container. I like it. I don't like when like you have a tiny container that takes massive amounts of stuff. No, if a container takes massive amounts of stuff, the container needs to be massive. Can that... Oh, that one's saturated. Are you saturated? No. And can you reach there? You can. I think these lines in general have way more range than I am assuming. And now we should start mining limestone soon. Amazon sorting center conveyor belts have specific warnings saying, don't ride the conveyor belt. Yeah. Amazon, in terms of automation and robotics, of course. Once again, I'm not talking about the ethics of a corporation. I'm talking about the technology. When I was studying like warehouse technology, automation of robots and everything, like the logistics that Amazon have in place and automated are mind-boggling. They definitely have some incredible stuff in terms of technology. So let's grab the power line and see how far we can get this pole. I want to grab the copper. Okay, these can definitely go for a long while. Hello? Okay. Yeah, in regards to automation tech, I was like, oh, I need to add a bunch of poles. No. Damn, the wire can get all the way up next to here. Okay, good to know. I won't need to spam power lines. And I can get a miner here as well. And we'll have all of our main metals. Oh! How much energy do you spend? Now I'm wondering if... If that was a coincidence or if we... Or if we indeed cannot have this many machines running. Okay, we're about to reach the smelter. Maybe we just ran out of fuel. The furnace with a mustache, the older brother of the previous furnace. I mean, if a game has mustaches, I already approved the game. It's a branding thing. Okay, I think now... Yeah, we can handle all of these machines. We are just out of biomass. So after setting this up... Oh, let me get a storage container here. Oh, I need more iron plates. Oh, and that's producing iron plates now. I need to add storage containers to all of this production. In a little bit downhill, but it works. And don't underestimate silly games. A lot of games look silly, but they are kinda... They can turn into very complex very quickly. And here we don't even need power. They just fall with the gravity. Whee! A slide of plates. Okay, now here. Let's finish that connection. Nice. This is all connected. Let's add a storage here as well. And I was just thinking we can transform that limestone into concrete. We are gathering limestone. But we should, and storing it, we should be... So let me take all. We dismantle this. Oops, wrong thing as always. And let me make a constructor. Okay, we need 2 reinforced plates. You do have Factorio, which looks simple. Yeah, but it's one of the most complicated factory games. Yeah, exactly. On the bright side, it can run on a potato. True, this game, my computer handles it very well. Which I'm glad, but I feel like some setups would struggle with this game. I mean, we already have the 2 that we need. Here, constructor. And I don't want to add a lot more stuff because I'm not sure if we're going to have enough power to handle it. Okay, let's add a... that one is... If we need more in the future. Let me add a storage container. Oh, missing iron plates. Yeah, the... Was this running out? And I don't have any fuel. Okay. Let me just finish that. Oh, and I did see... I think it was you who were discussing the other day on Almantas's side that there were also some things regarding the fluids in the game and that they have improved that, but there used to be a lot of problems with handling fluids in the late game of Satisfactory, if I remember correctly. So you can be wood. You can be leaves. Let's turn the system back on. And let's grab more biomass to keep this running. So we have automated either plates or... I mean, I'm producing cables, but I don't need wire right now, not cables, but I can take care of that real quick. And the tubes, yeah, the tubes and the wire are two things I need for the next... Okay, it's a problem with rounding numbers. Yeah, I like... Once you start getting, like, even... I never thought, because a lot of programs that I do are simple. And I never thought that rounding numbers and memory leaks and everything could happen in a program as simple as the ones I do. But I had that type of problems in programs that I have made for work. So I can imagine these things happening in a game that's this complex. I had a problem where basically, imagine, I had a variable saying a equals 4 in one spot. And just by moving that 2 lines above the declaration, it shouldn't cause any impact at all. Like, if you run the algorithm on paper, it wouldn't cause any impact at all, technically speaking. But because of the way internal memory was being handled, it caused some rounding mistakes and things like that because of where the variable was being declared, and the program was getting corrupted by it. And I was really surprised at how that could happen in something that I made. It felt like that would only happen in a way more complex application case. But no, even it's just a program. It was a program. It was a work that I made, and the goal of the program was you had a camera. And I pointed the camera at coins, and it would tell you if the coin was on €1 coin, a 50-cent coin. That was it. Yeah, 2 plus 2 equals 5 is something you get used to when you use large builds in the game. Yeah. I made a program just to count coins, to detect coins with computer vision. And that was enough to break... everything. I forgot to set the recipe here. Concretely speaking, we do want some concrete stuff. Yeah, software. Yes, I'm not from the world of software. I'm software adjacent because I'm a mechanical engineer who's worked in robotics, so I am software adjacent. But even that adjacency was enough to have a couple of nightmares. Okay, let's... I wanted to make the iron rods by hand. How many do I need? Okay, these will be enough, and these are just bing, 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 bing. Okay, technically speaking, I can correct the game. Yeah, image recognition is awesome. I did have a course that was specifically on image recognition. It was the topic of the course, and I did one of my coolest programs that I did was you get mechanical components. Oh, this works as a calculator. Oh, okay, that's cool. Oh, no, I don't want to print screen game. I misclicked. Oh, but that's cool. Or I mean, sometimes other notations. Is it in radians instead of... Nah, it doesn't run trigonometric functions. I get... you give me a calculator, I want to push it to the limits right away. Yeah, I need to gather more biomass. Let's just deposit this concrete. Wait, didn't I pick up a bunch of concrete? Or... Very engineering friendly game. True. They know that... Oh, this is the iron plates. What am no, I didn't pick any concrete. I picked up iron plates. Concrete is over here. Not enough. But okay, let's... just submit this and get by. What would do you unlock next stage? Biomass burner. Biomass. Okay, and the space elevator. Oh, I think that's like the main thing, if I remember correctly. At least I think it used to be. I'm not sure if it still is. That you want to build a space elevator and reach space. Like as one of your main quote-unquote story goals. Look at this copper line. I'm always amazed when I see games like this. How the game isn't like burning my PC up. The space elevator is an early game. Ah, the story is about upgrading it. Okay, okay. Yay, cute bird plant. I like the bird plant. Biomass. I must get a biomass. Yeah, because I do remember seeing posts and all about the space elevator. Okay, I have 400 leaves. Should last me for a little bit. Not much, considering how things are going. But should get me to the 30 concrete that I need. Battle nut. Mess all the bio. Okay, and oh, that's a thing. Like, when you hear some concepts, for example, I hear someone saying, you must construct additional pylons. I think, okay, that's StarCraft. When I hear people talking about biomass, I associate that word to so many concepts. I think about, like the Adapted Mechanicus. The crude biomass temple that you call a body will fade, and things like that. I think about biomass for the Tyranids. I think about the Haka from StarCraft. I think it was the Haka. We must get a more biomass. Okay, I don't know why by the Haka impression now just sound like a Dalek. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Dalek. Exterminate, exterminate. And speaking of Daleks and Doctor Who and everything, one of my favorite parts from the show, from Doctor Who. I used to be a Doctor Who fan, but it was a while ago. Yeah, I feel like once we had Doctor Who Shippuden, like the more recent Doctor Who reboot, I think a lot of people got into it, but then with time I think it fell off as well. What's the name of that guy? Something Tennant, I think? I'm missing, but he was such a good doctor. He's probably my favorite doctor. David Tennant, I think that's the name. I could be misremembering it. I think he's also part of Good Omens.
Landing platform hydraulics completed. Freighter landing initialized. Congratulations, you have completed onboarding and achieved the absolute minimum skill level required of a Fix-It pioneer.
Let's go.
Fix-It looks forward to your future achievements, because a future with Fix-It is a future with you. Tier 1 and 2 milestones are now available in the hub, and biomass burners can now be built individually. Your first official objective is to initiate project assembly by building the space elevator. This objective will take a significant amount of resources, so Fix-It recommends getting to work.
Nice. Oh, and now we have Oh, we have tier 1, tier 2. Okay, now things have opened up. David Tennant, that's the name. One of my favorite, David Tennant. Yeah, he's also... I've heard good things about Good Omens. I think that's the name of the show, but I haven't watched it yet. Okay, things have opened up now. Oh, base building is something that I want. Foundations and all, I think we should work in order. The book is good. Yeah, I know people who like both the book and the show, and I think they are quite different, if I remember correctly. Oh, but sorry, going back to the scene of Doctor Who, I never forget that. You will how many of you are there? 4. How many of are you? 3 million. You would destroy the Cybermen with 4 Dalek. We would destroy the Cybermen with 1 Dalek. Like, the Dalek and the Cybermen having a Zoom meeting and just roasting each other while things are going on. I don't know why, I just found that scene always to be very funny. I'm misremembering the specific quotes, but it's the Cybermen and the Dalek roasting each other. Yeah, David Tennant. And I like one of the David Tennant, I remember like the Time Lord Victorious arc and a lot of stuff. I never watched like all the episodes. It's one of the shows that it's like, oh, an episode is on, I'm going to watch it. So I really jumped around from different stuff to different stuff. Okay, and now I think we're at the point where on one hand I should be expanding to having more things like that, but on the other I feel like my current biomass gathering situation is not good enough. I feel like if I... yeah, that's expensive. That if I build more power... Mixed feelings about Good Omens, the show. That I won't go over. First season covers the book. I really like it at the time. Doesn't change much from the book. Tier 2 obstacle. And hello, JWF3ER. I will just call you J if that's okay. Tier 2 obstacle clearing unlocks the ability to craft biomass into biofuel. I recommend doing that because biomass is more efficient at making power. Okay, so tier 2 obstacle clearing. Let's see what I need for that milestone. I keep getting lost. I did like the book a lot. Nice. I know of it, but I never consumed. So, tier 2 obstacle clearing. I mean, it doesn't seem that difficult, and we do unlock the chainsaw. I did went to see the Chainsaw Man movie on cinema, so it is fitting. Okay, cables we are producing. We probably have enough. Yep. To deliver directly. Chainsaw helps a lot with biomass. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, because I feel like that's my main limitation. Even if I try to expand a lot right now. Okay, so here. Oh, I have here the ability to craft biomass as well here. But yeah, even if I try to expand my production network, I would be heavily bottlenecked by power. Need more power. Okay, now let's get that's producing rods, I believe, because rods are a step, yeah, are just one step away from becoming bolts, and they are produced quite fast. Okay, one small thing is that this game, okay, I'm going to be picky in terms of engineering language because I can. Oh, Pratchett, I haven't read Pratchett, and everyone's basically, I think Brandon Sanderson is my favorite author, and Terry Pratchett is Brandon Sanderson's favorite author. So if he's the favorite author of my favorite author, I will probably like him. But But I haven't. I have books by Terry Pratchett. I haven't picked them up yet. I have them. Like, I have a list of a lot of books that I gotta read. Pratchett is like, for example, I have George R.R. Martin. I haven't read it yet, but Pratchett is above George R.R. Martin in my priority list. But yeah, I finished The Wheel of Time, which was it's like woo, finished all of this. I finished I mean, Brandon Sanderson just keeps releasing books. I'm now reading my first light novel. I'm reading the entire ReZero collection. But I should read more. If I'm honest, that's my main problem. I should find more time to read. Oh, I love British humor. I love British humor. So I'm not... that will not be a limiting factor in my case. I like Monty Python. Oh, hello, cutie. Hugh Laurie. Can also automate the crafting of biomass and biofuel in construction. Oh, yeah. That I deliver the leaves and all, and then convert them into biomass in constructors. Very British is a good description. Yeah, in my view, very British in terms... When it comes to comedy, it tends to be something I do enjoy. I do enjoy the British sense of humor. Yeah, okay, now we have... Yeah, exactly, Dizzy. That's the only reason why I put up with you. Okay, let's get the power back on. We can add an additional constructor. So let's just see. Didn't I craft a... Maybe it wasn't enough. Okay, but I want to reinforce iron plates. I need more screws. I need more iron rods. And yeah, Terry Pratchett, just to be sure, Terry Pratchett is the author of like the Discworld series, right? Just to make sure I'm not mixing up the names. I'm 90% sure. But sometimes these are the kinds of things that are, it's easy. He is, okay, yeah. I remember, like, there's a lot of things that have sold me on Terry Pratchett. Like, I don't need anyone to tell me, oh, read Terry Pratchett. I'm already sold. But one of the big ones was, like, there was a reading order to the Discworld series. And it was just a mess. And I was like, I love this. I love how much of a mess this looks like. I'm sold. I love how chaotic this reading guide looks. I'm sold on chaos. I mean, you can get that close to our core because we will need to be constantly... Nah, I don't want things to get too saturated over there. What I'm thinking about is adding a storage container, another storage container, yeah, this will I need to refresh. I'm very behind stream. Ah, okay, yeah. Sometimes that can happen on both YouTube and Twitch. They're getting behind. Oops. Okay, what I want you to produce is biomass leaves. Oh yeah, beat the. Thank you. Okay, and do you still have... Okay, you still have a free... I usually recommend people start with Small Gods to standalone universe. After that, start with the Death series or City Watch. They're like 5% but long. It's much more manageable than saying you read 40+ novels. Yeah, I I think it's called Mort, the first one of the Death series, right there on my bookshelf. Because that's the one I got randomly recommended to start on. But I haven't started yet. Because... yeah, reading other stuff first. But I gotta read more and I gotta write more. Both of them. Mort was the second one I read. Okay, so not that bad of a starting point. If it was the second one for you... I mean, but maybe you'll be like, oh, Mort was the second one I read. I completely regret it, I hate that decision. Yeah. I do like Brandon Sanderson a lot, but if I want to recommend a book, it's very easy where to start. It's mainly, I think the Mistborn series is the best entry point. But I knew though, even though I do like Brandon Sanderson's writing a lot, I do know that a lot of people do not like his writing. Petrus is still finding his voice. Okay, okay. Okay, and this works as I wanted. Oh, missing iron rod. I just spent them all. I mean, ideally, instead of having all of these scattered around... yeah, I should... oh, but I can't merge lines. I was like, I should get one conveyor, one storage and feed everything into that one storage, and then I just need to check it. Probably what I need is a line of storages and all of them feeding into them, but since I don't know how things will expand later on, I don't know if I want to commit to that project right now. Because sometimes you're committing to solving an issue that's just an issue very temporarily. It's better, you should future-proof your designs in these types of games. But if you try to future-proof too much, you'll just be halting your progress and struggling with inefficient tools. Okay, the grid shut down. Did it just shut down randomly? I didn't... You did read Warbreaker. Warbreaker is kind of a meme. Oh, I don't think I have enough. I think I need another biomass burner now. I mean, we do have that. I think so. That can act as a buffer. Oh, missing wire. For me, the main series that I like from Brandon Sanderson, which is not one that I recommend as a starting point, is the Stormlight Archive. The Words of Radiance. Yeah, my favorite one was actually The Way of Kings. The first one of the Stormlight Archive. I really like The Way of Kings. More than Words of Radiance. Way of Kings is probably my favorite book. And that's a big statement. Guards, the start of the Watch series is my usual recommendation for a start, but for now I might actually recommend going post-war, one of the Industrial Revolution ones. Yeah, I was just... Notice, I have here a buffer in the storage, but I can just connect all of these directly, and I need to add some biomass here, and now the grid should be up and running. I mean, I don't have a lot of biomass, but... yeah, now the... It was too long. I mean... I say I like Sanderson and I like Robert Jordan. For me, I love long books and long series. I almost never watch movies. Because I prefer longer works in general. I like to commit hours and hours into... I don't like when a work ends. So if I just read long stuff, the work will never end. I can't watch movies, it just feels like TLDR. I like watching movies, but when I get the chance to pick, like, okay, what am I going to do? I usually prefer going for super long series. That's why I like anime. Because we have One Piece that has 1,000 episodes. I love shows that never end. Comedies. Oh, the main movies that I watched in terms of comedies were not meant to be comedies. I had a phase, I'm not in that phase anymore, where I watched a lot of those movies that are just bad. Like when Sharknado was coming out, and the movies that are so bad that they turn kinda enjoyable. I did watch those, not alone. I think watching them alone would be boring, but like with a group of friends and laughing at how absurd they are. I did have a phase of watching those movies. Okay, only some 60 something more bolts. Bad can be good, boring is what is dangerous. True. Very true. Yeah, that is in art and in media. I mean, boring is important in our everyday life. In a lot of stuff, boring can be vital. What? Am I launching a nuke?
Milestone reached.
Oh, I'm sending...
Created from any biomass ensures maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, the chainsaw allows for the removal of tougher wood and coral foliage. Additionally, your pocket dimension has been inflated to increase inventory size. Inspirational note. Will you be the Fix-It Employee of the Month?
Yes.
You could be if you construct, automate, explore, and exploit by eliminating all obstacles to efficiency. This isn't just fun.
Oh, thank you, Jay. I didn't notice the difference, yes. I didn't notice the difference. But yeah, I do agree that boring... Oh, and oh, this has mergers and splitters. This is exactly what I want. I just want a base as well. Mergers and splitters are my jam. But let's get first to the base building one. Solid biofuel. This is made from biomass. Yeah, it has more megajoules. Once you get platforms, you can make a more permanent base easier. Yeah. Cute bird. Okay, I can make a chainsaw now. I assume that's in the thing. But yeah, I was about to say, for like your day-to-day life, being bored is important. Like sometimes it's way better for your mind to be bored than to be doom scrolling or things like that. For art, you do not want art to be boring, and I mean, movies are art forms. It's the same for me as a streamer in a way. And hello, Christmas House. No, I've never played this game before. I'm just exploring. I'm just learning what to do here. But yeah, I was about to say, even for streams, when you play a game, if you're bad, it's good. If you're good, it's good. If you're skilled, the worst thing you can do as a streamer is being boring as well. Because this is an art form. Yeah, I agree, Primo. Having boring parts of the movie is fine. It's more if the whole movie is boring and forgettable, that's a problem. Yeah, exactly. People need to be comfortable with being bored nowadays. There's too much stimulus. Definitely agree. For me, when I most felt that need, like how important boring is in life, is when I get on airplanes. When I get on airplanes, a lot of people are like, oh, that's atrocious. I sometimes get bored, but it feels so good. In a way, it feels so mentally appeasing. Okay, I remember Mr. International. Yeah, I did. I have, that's such a, yeah. Oh yeah, when I get on planes. I know that's a Mr. International thing to say, but it is true. I've done some intercontinental flights from Europe to Asia, from Europe to America, and that's a good place to get bored. And I feel like it was important to get bored, and I, like, once you do get bored in nowadays society, you do realize how rare it is to get bored on a daily basis. Maybe I should switch my content and try to be super boring and like, oh, I got over 500 hours. Love this game. The best, my only tip is to AFK overnight when you automate the power grid so you have resources when you wake up. Ah, okay, okay. And I do have, like, Michan is over here on Twitch as well. I am glad that my stream is, like, I am learning the game, but I have some people who clearly seem to know the game quite well. Yes, so I'm doing this for the chainsaw. Yes. Okay, just need some screws now. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to automating the power grid. I've heard people talk about coal. I'm assuming you mine coal. It's one of my most played games of all time. Damn. My most played game? Probably Age of Empires 2. Dark Souls. I mean, Dark Souls is not that long. I've played Dark Souls a lot, but I don't think I played it enough to be one of my most played games. I've played a lot of Dark Souls, though. Age of Empires 2 is definitely up there. Oh, wow. Wow. I have a fun wall start. Okay. I'm Chainsaw Man now. You need water coal from drills. Okay, so. Oh, I need fuel. Make way full. Yeah, I was just noticing it. Shows that in the corner. That's like I noticed as soon as you said, and that's good game design. The fact that I could notice, yes. I noticed even before chat said it. I'm not saying that, haha, I'm better than chat. No, that's not on me. That's on good game design. Yeah, now I hear the. By the way, in games and all, it's cool. Handling a chainsaw in real life, it's one of the most terrifying experiences out there, I think. You really need to know what you're doing. They are a dangerous... They are a dangerous piece of machinery. It's like, what's the name? Do you have an accent? Yes, I have a very strong accent. I'm Portuguese. I have a very thick Portuguese accent. Oh, switch to area mode, okay. I was about to say, I can't wait to industrialize this world. Yeah, that is common, because, for example, people from the Netherlands, or people from Germany, or people from Sweden, you can identify that accent in seconds, because there's a lot of people from those countries online producing content and such. Okay, I don't want this to be doing noise all the time. A lot of Portuguese people produce content in Portuguese, So that does play a role in people not identifying the accent, because there's not a lot of Portuguese. I mean, there's Brazilian Portuguese, but the accent is a little bit different. There's not a lot of people speaking Portuguese in online content production. So you don't get to... people don't get to get accustomed to the accent. So I'm going to build another of these setups here. I can use the chainsaw for all the leaves, yes. Oh, yeah, just press H. Okay, okay, thank you. And it does feel cool. Okay. And oh yeah, and all the leaves are gone. Yeah, I want to set here, oh, the chainsaw is not... Oh, I was going to ask that and then I forgot. Good to have clarification that the chainsaw is not a weapon. Okay, let's get storage container. Oh, missing iron rods. Ah! Can't wait to automate more stuff. Like, if I have a divider, for example, this right here is clogging up. Once I get a divider, I can just put this one mine. I have more mines, but I can probably have this one mine producing more than one... like, both plates and rods. Because that's saturated, so that's a loss of efficiency. I never played this game, but I am an engineer. I know losses of efficiency when I see them. Iron rod. Oh, and yeah, I did remember seeing some videos that you could stack these on top of. So. No demons for Mr. Doom. A reinforced iron plate. Yeah, I want to, like, there's some things that I keep requiring, like screws and reinforced iron plates and such. I want to have all of this more automated. And then have everything feed into a central place. Because what I was thinking is that I'm having that feed into that. I should be making them into... probably if it has links or anything like that, that's a no-no. Because a lot of bots on YouTube and everything just share links from the get-go. Satisfactory calculator on Google. Ah, yeah. It's better. Yeah, it's better to just say it like that. Yes. Because I have my notes here. I just write that down, and it's better than posting a direct link. Because this may come as a surprise for a lot of you, but there are people online who don't have the best intentions of others. I'm just joking. It's like a online 101. And Lamau, yeah, exactly. So it is good to just have everything blocked by default when it comes to links, and then ask people like we just had this small interaction. There are items you won't need either. Like screws is something that's only needed in products but never for a machine. Ah! Except the store. Okay. So now let's get some power up in these bad boys. Do you have a free? Oh, yeah, this is what I want. How hard was it to become a mechanical engineer IRL? Okay, the masters was challenging. Like it's not easy. It is challenging. The bachelors and masters. The PhD was really difficult. I'm finishing my PhD next month. I have it on the title that I'm a PhD. Okay, technically, my thesis has been accepted and everything. I'm a PhD in everything except in paper right now. But the PhD was definitely the biggest nightmare. I think one of the good and bad things about being a mechanical engineer is how versatile it is. You learn a little bit about everything. That's good and bad because you feel the master of Dr. Donando. Yeah. You feel like you have an approximate knowledge of everything, but you're not a master of anything. Like, just to give you an example, there's material engineering, like a lot of, if you're civil engineer, a lot of materials you work with is studying concretes and things like that. In mechanical engineering, you study a lot of steels, aluminum, titanium, like how they are manufactured, the chemical composition, and oh, I got interrupted. That's my main gripe with this game. It says iron plate and iron rod. And usually, 99% of cases we see iron. It's not iron, it's steel. Because you add a little bit of carbon, you do not use iron right from the... Or you remove carbon, you don't use iron straight from the alloy. You almost always use steel plates and steel rods. But yeah, you have the material part, you have the energy part. So this game is a good representation of what we do. The energy part, I mean, it's more efficient to get them into the... The energy part is like not only electrical energy, you study fluid dynamics, like hydrodynamics, aerodynamics, that's part of energies. You study turbines, you have, that's materials, that's energies. Oh, the age hologram. Oh, so that's what it is. Oh, that's nice, that's nice. For more advanced building and for more definitive things, that will help. So you have... energies. Then you have mechatronics, which is my field of expertise. Mechatronics includes a little bit of electronics. Then you have... What's the other one? Manufacturing. One of the biggest areas of engineering. Like metal foundry, machining. Like, an engineer will not be working with the machines. Like, you won't be yourself the one cutting stuff for the most part. But you do make designs. You create parts. And you need to know how parts are made to make parts that are possible to be made. I want to become a civil engineer. Do you have any tips? I know there's very different. Do you know anyone that does? Oh, I know quite a few people who are civil engineers. Also, if I start going insane from filling the electricity manual, there's a way to make it easier. But we're moving into guide territory, but this is an option. Yeah, so far, because I have this setup here, I think it's going to help quite a bit. So far, I think electricity is not that bad. I'm missing 2 wires. Okay, civil engineering. It's kind of similar in a lot of ways to mechanics. Like, a lot of engineering, the first 2 years are the same. In the first 2 years, in a lot of places, you just have 1 or 2 different courses. But then it's learning calculus, learning algebra, technical drawing. That's very important for both mechanical and civil engineer. The main difference, I would think, civil engineers have a lot more paperwork often. I think they have, like, all engineers need to follow regulations, but if you're a civil engineer, you need to follow a lot of regulations, like making sure things are up to standard. That's also good, because that means that you will be easily hired, because by law, a lot of projects require the opinion and the seal of a civil engineer. So the fact that you have a lot of rules and regulations also guarantees you a job by law. Because there's a lot of things that people cannot do, buildings that cannot be built, projects that cannot be approved without the word of a civil engineer. Yeah, but then you study materials, you study a little bit. When it comes to... I want to be a mechanical engineer, wondering what's like to work that job. Okay, just going to finish civil engineer for a little bit. One of the main things that you work a lot in with civil engineering, we have that in mechanics as well, is we call it like dimensioning resistance of materials and fatigue and things like that, which is basically, I'm building a bridge. The bridge has 2 tons of weight. How does the weight distribute along the bridge? If it's steel beams, it's treliça, that's the name in Portuguese, structure. You only have compression loads being distributed. If it's triangles, if it's concrete, for example, concrete, if you compress concrete, it is super resistance. Concrete, you try to smash concrete, you're going to have a bad time. But if you flex concrete, if you apply a load by the side, it's so fragile, it's super brittle. That's why you often have reinforced concrete that is concrete on the outside and steel on the inside, because steel is more... Like, in steel, it doesn't matter the direction of force that you apply, the resistance will almost always be the same. So it complements that limitation of concrete. What it's like to work that job practically. Okay, a lot of mechanical engineers work in HVAC systems, which is the air conditioning and stuff. There's such a huge amount of mechanical engineers who work in air conditioning. There's, of course, you could be working for industry applications, and then it depends on the industry. For example, food industry is one that a lot of engineers like to work on, because it's very clean and safe, because there's a lot of guidelines. It depends on the food as well. I had a friend who used to work as a mechanical engineer in a slaughterhouse, and I don't want to get graphical, but he did a lot of not cool stuff. Like, you can do maintenance as a mechanical engineer, you can design machines, like designing new stuff. I know a mechanical engineer, for example, who is drawing charging ports for electrical vehicles. Because when you think about it, if you look out a window right now, or even the window itself, everything was designed by someone. And a lot of things are designed by civil and mechanical engineers. A lot of things you see, quote-unquote, in the wild. The notion, some countries have a notion that mechanical engineers equals cars. If that's your interest, you can do it. But that's definitely not a rule of thumb. Like, mechanical engineers who do not like cars usually find jobs a lot easier, because a lot of mechanical engineers want to go to automobile industry, and if you want to work on trains, on ships, on robots, on factories, you have a lot less competition for a good job.
Assured that memories of beloved humans and or animals would have only been distractions from your important mission.
But yeah, for 3D modeling is one of my favorite parts of engineering, and that's basically, I work a lot in robotics, and it's basically, we need this arm to move this way. And I think, okay, it needs to have a motor, it needs to have some bearings so the movement is smooth, then it needs to have cables, it needs to be able to be assembled and disassembled. How do we assemble it? How do we disassemble it? What kind of parts do we use? How do we manufacture it? It's basically, you go from an idea into something that works. And making things work is actually harder than it seems. A lot of things work in concept, but once you pass into the the concrete stage of making it actually work, it's a lot harder. Oh yeah, I'm not remembering that I can do the wee. Can I chain this? Like, oh, I think this is how you were meant to go super fast. Yeah, but mechanical engineer is hard to describe the job because there's so much stuff you can do, honestly. And a lot of it will come down to personal preference. Oh no, I feel like I'm going to the streamer mode. Yeah, that's it. It reminds me of Warframe, the movement. Okay, logistics is the one that I really wanted. And before hopping into logistics, okay, I need a lot of these, so let's disconnect this real quick. Not Q. Is F. But I do hope, I'm focusing on the game and everything, but I do hope that my short tips, I built those too close to each other. I want to deviate this. I mean, I can just take them out from here. I do hope my short tips on mechanical and civil engineering are being useful for you. Okay, what I was about to say is that I need to go for a very quick break, but I'll be back in no time. I'll go to my break screen, but I'll leave the game running, where it will stack up to 500. Nice, nice. Yeah, I'm going to do a quick break. Let me just guarantee. What is that producing? Yes, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, I spent... I'm not an expert in engineering, but I've spent 13, 14 years in the field, like from studying to researching and things like that. So, and I mean, I don't speak from my experience alone. I'm a very sociable person offline, so I have the opinion of a lot of friends. But yeah, I'll be right back. Quick break, but the stream will go on. I'm back. But yes, talking about knowing how much you do not like, you do not know. Yeah, it's definitely one of those cases that when you become a more expert, you realize, oh wow, this is actually a huge field, and what I know is minimal compared to the whole reality of things. I'm glad you liked the beats from my Be Right Back video. Okay, in specific, okay, organize your thoughts, then I'll speak of one thing at the same time. First is that I'm glad people are interested in these topics, because I'm enjoying this game and I will stream more in the future, but I'm not a one game streamer. Like probably if I stream this game again, it will be next week. I stream a lot of variety content, and one thing that I had considered for the future is doing one stream about engineering and one stream about doing a PhD after the PhD is over. Like one stream talking about like what does a mechanical engineer do? That will be the focus of one stream. And I want to do another one centered around the PhD itself after it's over. So I'm glad people are interested in those topics. But yeah, in terms of what I do, that's a good way to
Potential edible collected. If consumed before authorized is compatible with the human digestive
Just want
system
to
by Fixit, the consumer is responsible for
Can I go
any
up
and
this
all
ladder?
consequences. Store this potential resource for later use.
I can. Nice. Okay, I like that. Okay, what I do as an engineer, I did a lot of machine design, which is like, yeah, people from electronics come up to me and say, we need an arm that bends like this, make it. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to construct this. I'm going to make a project so it works. So one thing I did, ooh, flying thing, was design machines. The other thing was program computer simulations. What I did in that is basically, for example, I built a robot. How does the robot, when the robot is moving, how much torque does the motor need? I created a simulator where I basically programmed the dynamic equations of reality. Like, for example, we all know the equation of gravity, and it's 9.81 meters per square meters per second squared, the acceleration. And if you have an object falling, you can just compute that acceleration. You know that velocity is calculated by acceleration over time, position is calculated by velocity over time, and you can simulate a falling pebble. If you apply that to in a 3D environment to a body and everything, all of those equations, you suddenly have hand programmed something that you can say, I want the robot to move from here to there. How much torque will the motors need? And then you know the motor of the torque of the motors, so you know the load the bars will have, like an arm, how much heavy will be the load. So you know the thickness of the walls. And that's a lot of what I did. I create a lot of simulators. They give me the loads on the bodies and everything. And from that I can create efficient designs because I know how heavy the loads will be on each particular element. Another thing that I used my my simulator for, when people talk about neural networks, like people talk about neural networks as if they were one thing. They aren't a thing. They are a range of a lot of different things. And I work with neural networks for determining how my robot moved. Like the simulator, since it could handle movement, I used a neural network in the simulator where it learned, okay, if I move like this, I will collide against a wall. If I move like this, I will reach a can that I want to grab. And since there's no damage happening in the simulator, the neural network can learn there, and then I just implement the same simulator, the same network, into the robot itself. It has a period of adaptation, but then it has learned how to move, and the robot will move following what it learned in the simulator. that's kinda the things I do as an engineer. And that's as a mechanical engineer. You can talk with a lot of mechanical engineers and they'll be doing a lot of different stuff. I know engineers who work in airbags. I know engineers who work in like the production of microprocessors and all of those, like people say it's the things like graphics cards and everything that are shaping the future. And one of the key areas, I know mechanical engineers who work on the machines that produce those components. Oops, I do not want to dismantle the hub. Okay, what milestones are there? I feel like I unlocked a whole bunch of stuff. Foundations and walls. Are these? These are brick. I feel like I unlocked a whole bunch of stuff that I should start working. Wait, I want to start making things more permanent. I have this, instead of building them here, I think I'm going to use this town area so I can look from up here and see the things, and I'm not that concerned with having things being short. I'm more concerned with having a logic that works. After I have logistics, I feel like it will be the great starting point to build a platform and things like that. Exactly, I think that's the next step. The only reason why I'm not building a platform immediately now is I want to get the metal plates and finish this milestone. After this milestone is done, I will build a huge platform and start organizing stuff. You can get foundations that only need concrete and nothing else in a bit. Oh, that sounds handy. Okay, let me just... Yeah, because now the power situation, although it's definitely not perfect, it feels like way more manageable. It feels like I'm not constantly running around, filling in gaps. It feels like a lot of things are running with minimal intervention from me. And that just tells me it's a good time to start planning more long-term stuff. Of course, most stuff will get upgraded to a stage where what we have is obsolete, I believe. But you need to take steps in improve. Okay, let's help the iron plate crafting situation. What time is it? Okay, I still have... Because I'm streaming at my nighttime, I don't want to go overly late, because I do something that is very rare for streamers. I know I'm breaking streamer culture, which is I have a very healthy sleep schedule. I know, do not judge me. I know fake streamer has a healthy sleep schedule. What is that? Okay, biomass as power is the only thing that will get obsolete. Let's launch!
Milestone reached. Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to save space and enhance the productivity of your factory. Fixit encourages you to consider investing in verticality when it comes to factory logistics. If you feel stressed by this complexity, imagine yourself on the shore of a vast and calm ocean. Breathe in. Visualize all the people relying on you. The sea is made of billions of faces, each staring at you with hope and tears in their eyes. Breathe out. Feel refreshed and focused on your duties.
Okay, this dialogue line in particular I enjoyed. Europe. I am European. I'm in Portugal. I am... There's two parts into another part. Too interesting. Copper sheet, a rotor. I'm just... This one I didn't study in engineering. Awesome chop, build gun. Awesome sink. Have one question. Go ahead, as long as it's not... I will answer it if I can, basically. Oh, that's a lot more copper and bolts. Ah. Okay, but let me... I still feel like I'm going to build up a whole bunch. Is the train subway safe there? Okay. Good question. I'm from... when I said, oh, I will... if the question will be like, do you live in X place? Then I'll be like, that's... But that's the kind of question that I can answer. No worries. Okay. The only answer I can give when it comes to Portugal, I'm not talking about Europe in general, I'm talking about Portugal, is it really depends. If not all cities have subways, and a lot of those that do, if you travel like in broad daytime and everything, they are mostly safe. Of course, there may be pickpockets or something. If you travel at nighttime, if you travel at nighttime, it can be very dangerous. Trains are safer than subways. I've never had there, like, if you fall asleep, it can be dangerous. You may get pickpocketed. Trains in Portugal feel mostly super safe. I've never had subways. I felt insecure, and I know stories about subways. People like taking the subway at 10 p.m. or something and having unfortunate encounters. In trains, they're so frequented, such a form of mass transit. Only if there's a hidden line that I don't know that's really bad. But I've traveled trains at midnight and everything. Rather than being late. Yeah, we share that same problem. Yeah, I've traveled by train a lot, even past midnight, from city to city. Zero issues. I'm not saying, like, maybe there can be issues, so... And regardless of what you're doing, always be mindful. But... And there's another thing. The trains are safe, but some stations aren't. That's a different story, but mostly I felt super safe in trains here. And I use trains quite a bit. Okay, I remember... There is the Zoop. I remember reading about the Zoop, where you just do this. Lock it to the world. Oh, I remember reading about that. I'm glad I didn't plump it down. I remember reading that that's important. Yeah, this. I remember reading, like, if you're starting the game for the first time, lock this to the world grid. You're going to be very happy that you did this early on. And I'm glad you just reminded me of doing that. Okay, this can be a good... Yeah, I'm holding control. And this is our start. This is a start. We have our platform. Now we need a lot more. And here, in the platform, I do want to build things nice. Like, in rural places, no. Like, if you live in, like, a small village, no. You can't. You probably need to take a bus to a train station. But I'm talking about tiny places. For the most part, you can go anywhere by train. I can go from train to a lot of places in Portugal. I can take trains, like a lot of people take trains. There are people who live in Belgium and take trains to Germany or to the Netherlands or to France. Like, yeah, Portugal has good trains, and I think we are not within the best cities of... Yeah, I think America for mass transport is definitely behind Europe in a lot of regards, in terms of mass transit, in terms of public transportation. Like, I think it's in Luxembourg that buses are even free. If I remember correctly, buses in Luxembourg are free. So... Oh, so this is not the way. This is not the way. I need to get a better sense. Oh, that's... We have the same problem in Portugal. Like, I don't know why. Portugal really tries to follow the... Oh, the meme where... Oh, okay, nice, nice, nice. Portugal really tries to follow the example of America when it comes to mass transport. In the way that they are trying... A lot of people attract a bad crowd. Yeah, now we are starting to have a lot of res. And I can just zoop. The building zoop is so useful. Cooling power slugs which you can underclock and overclock. Yeah, exactly. But I know a lot of countries where they invest more in public transportations, more than Portugal and everything, and it just, like, it just pays off. It just works. The fact that they invest, and what I'm going to do, I don't know if this is correct or not, but I'm going to start, I'm thinking, I'm about to have logistics. I'm going to start with a container. To act as a buffer. Let's input iron into a container. And then try to produce whatever we can. Oh, lookout tower. Oh, this is cool. Oh, the lookout tower to look over this. Ah, thank you, Christmas House. You're welcome. Very, like, if chatters are quote-unquote destructive, I won't be having a nice talk. But I always, that's part of the reason why I stream. It's to have good talks. I'm all up for having nice talks with chat. Oh, I think I've seen a power slug. If that's the... Oops. No, I don't want... Oh, conveyor lift. Oh, I can go more than one storage. Nice, nice, nice. So, what I want... is to... Okay, we start that. I'm going to go very weird here. And then we go here. And I want... Do I want buffers for everything? Because this will be raw iron. And I'm thinking, do I want to store raw iron? Like half of it goes to storage. I think this will be my experimental stage. It's a thing from earlier, but to not use them, you want some research first. They're a limited resource. There's a way to double the amount you get. Oh, I think I read about that as well. About the power slugs and not doubling. Okay, before I set up all of that complication, let me streamline bolt production. So, this will be divided. Half of it will go into a smelter. This power line here will basically be me experimenting with the game. This production line. So this will produce iron ingots. Then I want to have a splitter here in case I need to store the iron ingots directly. But if not, they go through. Okay, here I want another splitter because I want iron and probably more centered here. Because iron ingots, I can produce from them 3 things, no 2. Let me get a constructor here first. Surface is too uneven. Okay, let me add another line of those. I'm thinking. Hello, Zerzon! Numbers go up, game. Huzzah! Oh, nah! Okay, it worked. In this game, numbers definitely go up. I mean, build mode default. That's a problem. Behold, the best feature of all time, Zerzon. The Zoop mode. Whee! You can just build platforms like Zoop. So yeah, that's the... Sheesh. Yeah. Let me add another splitter here. In case I want to produce more things from this side iron. And now I want a constructor. Oh, you can automate them in the late game. Nice. Okay, what I want to produce is bolts. And for screws, I need rods. So let's get a rod here. Okay, I need... Yeah, things do... And especially because I'm adding a lot of splitters. Ingots. There were ingots anywhere. Or ingots. Let's zoop a little bit more. Imagine, like me and Zerzon played Valheim a while ago. Imagine having this zoop power in Valheim. Or even in taking a more basic, more well-known game, even in Minecraft, having this would be so powerful. Oh, you've played a nice... Oh, yeah, I remember because we are... I saw it on Steam and I had no idea if you played it a lot or not. I do remember seeing that. Okay. That you played it. Yeah, and just so I know... I'm mostly saying double them. Oh, and I assume... it means leaning over the... Oh, okay. Passage when it's red. Mostly saying to double them since... Yeah, that's me, okay! Can be a pain to look for. I've reached the point that I just spawn a ton of them early on because it can be... I can't be asked to look for them anymore, okay. I was like, wait, I think I recognize that name. Okay, there's plates there, I believe. I hope we are producing plates. Yes, we are. And then there's the screws whose production we are automating now. And yes, for those of you who are like, Nani? 2 chats? What's this magic? It's because I stream on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. I am live on both platforms on all of my streams. I don't think there's... Nowadays, I don't think there's any circumstance where I'm just live in one of them. I've embraced a multi... Oh, I forgot to take concrete. That's one of the reasons why I went back there. I've embraced a multi-platform streamer life. But yes, Zerzon, we are just having a lot of nice talks about public transports in America. I just watched my Twitch emotes. Yeah, Twitch emotes. And Twitch has, like, I as a streamer, I'm a very sociable streamer. I talk to a lot of streamers. For someone who is small like me, like, if you want to grow on videos, YouTube is fine. For growing as a streamer only, YouTube is so hard. You can, but I feel it's really hard. Public transport exists here? Yeah, sadly, I don't think it does. From the reports that I have. Yeah, the search functions are not good for finding streams. And the algorithm doesn't promote them a lot. If you have videos... I think if you have videos and a good plan, YouTube is even better than Twitch for growing. If you have a good idea, a good execution, and you have the know-how, for example, knowing how the algorithm works, knowing how some nuances that comes with experience, I feel like it's better, like you can make it on YouTube more quote-unquote easier. But for the regular streamer who is streaming and not making videos and shorts and everything... Oh, that's not a line. Ugh. Let me fix that. I think Twitch is better for the small and medium, especially for one reason, is that Twitch is more based around the... it has a better search function. Oh, control will align it. Nice. Oh, I can do... Yeah, like this. And also, Twitch favors more human interaction because of mechanics like raids. I mean, you've seen how many raids I've gotten today. None. Nah, but I mean, I don't hold anyone accountable for that. Sometimes I do get raids, sometimes I don't. It depends on a lot of stuff, and I don't want any content creator to ever feel forced to raid me. It is something that should be organic. For me, I like having Twitch staying on while I'm doing something else. That's why I started watching you here instead of YouTube. Yeah, that's also the thing. A lot of... When I wasn't always a VTuber. I talk openly about that. I used to be a facecam YouTuber. And a lot of people are like, ever since you became a VTuber, your numbers on YouTube have fallen. Well, it's because when I started becoming a VTuber, it's the same time that I started streaming on Twitch. And a lot of my audience split up. That's a consequence of multi-streaming. What was I thinking about? Oh, the reinforced. And for that I need screws, and I'm about to automate the production of screws for now. But yes, there's no... I won't go too deep into technical streamer stuff, because that's not a topic that interests everyone. But there's no decision that you make that's purely advantageous. There are some... Cute emotes prevail, exactly. The main advice I would give for any streamer is to... it's advice I give to anyone going into any art in general, because I do believe streaming is an art form, which is avoid comparing yourself too much with others, and it is more important to be slow and steady than to go for a big push and burn out. Avoid burnouts. But that goes for me in terms of streaming and in terms of any art form at all. Pace yourself and don't be too harsh on yourself. That would be my two main advices. For both streaming and any art form at all. And also, an important thing is for any art form is remember why you started. That's usually a big one, because, for example, I know a lot of people... Remember, you can press... Yes, thank you. I did press control. A lot of people... for example, start Twitch or YouTube to escape from stress from work. That's a common thing. Other people want to replace work completely. Age to lock and nudge. I keep forgetting that. I haven't tested that one because it feels like an extra step, but I need to test that one. Yeah, now Michan is saying it as well. Press H and plus your ability to use the arrows to nudge the building. Yeah, I can feel it. Like for me, it's like, oh, it's a line. It's good enough. I can feel it in your efficient brains. Like, that one has a 2-tile gap and that one has a 1-tile gap. That is horrible layout. What are you doing, Nando? I can feel... Okay, it didn't load me. I like the cute emotes prevail. Almanta's chest popping open. That's another thing some I mean, I don't like to talk excessively about other content creators because of what I just said, the comparison, but I do like talking about content creators that I like. And Almantas is definitely a content creator that I do appreciate a lot. Let me shout out Almantas randomly, just because oh, it's not like this. Shout out Almantas VT. The construction not being in line with the foundation is triggering me. Sorry. Okay, I can tell you all a big horror story that a lot of you will relate to. As you know, I am an engineer and I build robots. And a lot of people, especially on the programming side, here, there's one of those bugs. On the programming side and all, are very particular about neatness. I don't want to throw any words out there like OCD because a lot of people misuse those words and I don't want to be one of those. But they are very particular and they like things to be organized and look nicely. A lot of people in engineering. I'm not that much of a perfectionist in whatever I do. Of all the things I have, perfectionism is not one of them. So when I'm working, for example, I'm using hexagonal bolts, and it's something that's not going to be assembled and disassembled many times. And I run out of them. What do? Well, I grab another type of bolt and I just use it. So I have 2 hexagonal and like 2 crosshead bolts. If it's something that will have a lot of maintenance, that's bad, but I mean, I'm just like, it works. I'm just going to see where I want to head up. And people get so livid. They're like, oh, this looks horrible. Why do you have 2 cross bolts and 2 that are like hexagonal? And I'm like, they work. And they're like, they work, but this is atrocious. What are you doing? I am that kind of... Okay, let me go for... Oh, this... Oh, hologram? And now, this is what I... Oh. Can I use this to make this go over that? Or do I just... Wait. I'm thinking if there's a way to just make this go up. Or if I just use that... This is something... The birth of the next... Let's game it out. Oh, this is way too big. I think... Do I use a platform to go over that? Okay, lock hologram. Vertical nudge. I think I can do like this. Okay, okay. You got me curious now. Okay, hologram. Click once and look up. Click again on the pole to extend. Aha! Okay, thank you. That is exactly what I wanted. I got it, I got it. Missing iron plates. Yeah, but I'm definitely not done. I like how your tip. I say that your tips like, oh, you're saying calmly like, oh, you can actually make 90-degree turns, and I hear it like, please make 90-degree turns. That looks horrible. You write it calmly, and I can feel the rage. Missing iron rod. Ah. Of course, I'm also exaggerating, but I do get it. And I feel like, yeah, I need to get the learner pass. I will probably, if things start getting more cemented and I get a better understanding of the game and all, probably I'll go back and then improve some layouts and some efficiencies and make things look better. I do like things looking nice, but okay. I'm going to talk about one of the main things from engineering. One of the main lessons learned from engineering. When I worked in robotics, I took in a lot of pupils. Oof, why was I struggling so much with that word? And the main thing, like, if you ask me, oh, what's the main mistake you saw new engineers do? New people who are into engineering, what's the main mistake you see them do? Ah, yes, it becomes easier. I get what you mean. So what's the number one mistake I saw young engineers do? Basically, they would spend a lot of time optimizing something. Like, okay, this is the ideal layout. This is now perfect. Everything. I've spent like hours setting up this configuration and now it's optimal. And then I'll be like, okay, you've optimized this. And does it work? And they were like, it has everything to work, but have you tested it? And then they tested it, and they realized they spent like 5 or 6 hours optimizing something that doesn't work. My main lesson, a lot of people in engineering try to make things perfect at the first time. And since I coached a lot of people in machine design, I was like, first make it work, then make it work well. That was definitely my number one lesson to new engineering students. First, just make it work. You can make it perfect later. Oops. Okay, this one I'm going to fix right now. This, like, everything is aligned in this axis. That's what I do with blueprints. Yeah. This first entrance I am going to fix. That's too bad. Even for my taste, this is way too bad. Even for my standards. Okay, let's see. Press H. Oh, and this is the micro nudges. Oh. Donald Knuth. Okay, I didn't know that quote. Oh, does this not work? Is this too close? But now I know who to quote. Okay, I think that's too close. Oh, this we... Ah, makes sense. Premature optimization is the root of all evil. Yeah, and I see a lot of people, especially, as I said, I work with a lot of new engineers who are like just got completely frustrated. Okay, yeah, now it completely frustrated with work and everything because they spent hours optimizing something that just didn't work. Okay, how many of these do we have? Okay, there's a foundry there as well, but that can connect to that one. Let's get this one connected to our main line and see if everything blows up. I'm glad this is... I think... Was there... Wait. spent hours and then think about turns and then it looked like yeah. That didn't connect. Oh yeah, the power poles build automatically when you, yeah. I think I remembered something like that. Yeah, now we have iron ore, this. And hello and funny failure. Yeah, still in the beginning phases. I started playing the game today. That's how, and like, I didn't start like, oh, I watched a lot of YouTubers and I mastered the game. No, I started today from nowhere, basically. Okay, do we have, where are, is everything working at max efficiency? I was seeing if we have any like pileups, but it feels like everything is working. Look at crown while building line to place pole. Okay, okay. I feel like everything is just flowing smoothly here. Do I automate more stuff over here? I feel like I want like to have an iron area that is kind of like this. When you have many splitters between each machine, I was like, okay, here's my reasoning, which is probably massively wrong. I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to need to store iron ore for something. So maybe I want a splitter here to have half of the iron ore going to a storage, another half continuing. And here the same. Okay, maybe I need these to split. Okay, here these two splitters are kind of goofy, if I'm honest, these two consecutive ones. I was like thinking maybe I will need to branch out, but if that was my idea, maybe it was just better to leave a longer conveyor and room to split. That's why I didn't say anything. It's a good mistake. Yeah, and I was not because, for example, I was playing a factory game the other day, where imagine this constructor worked at half speed than this smelter. Exactly, over engineering expendability. Exactly. Oh yeah, things have numbers here. I don't need to assume. 60 resources per minute, 60 per minute. Does the production 30 per minute. And this is probably all 30 per minute from here on out. 15 per minute. Yeah, this is even faster. 10 per minute. So this is the wrong way around. I should have mergers instead, because if I want to saturate the line, I thought, okay, in the last factory game I played, the smelters were the fastest ones. These were slower, and it just kept getting slower. So what you needed was splitters everywhere, so that this got saturated, and then you needed to add a second factory here, and then you needed to add 3 factories here, because things just kept getting slower and slower. This game is the opposite. Things get faster and faster, so if you want to optimize, what you need to do is merging. It's called overplanning. It's learning. I have a PhD in engineering. You get one of those by overthinking things. So yeah, that's definitely an overplan, and I'm thinking, do I fix that right now? I think I'm going to fix it right now, actually. Let's make this nice, and then I can add more lines for each thing. I do like this buffer. For if the end line gets saturated, I like having that first buffer. So let's demolish a bunch of stuff. Okay, F. Please press F to pay respect. This is probably not the #1 most important thing right now in my priority, but it will be fixed. If you have a 60 belt carrying... Yeah, so 2 miners can converge into 1 belt. Probably I unlocked the... My first playthrough were so messy, conveyor belts all over the place on top of each other. But making things clean is a big part of the fun of the game for me. Yeah, I mean, I do have the clickbait that is honest, so it's not actually clickbait of I have a PhD in mechanical engineer. And I've played quite a bit of factory games, so I do want to live up to that. Yeah, and we are saving a lot of space now. Because we can just have another constructor. Control. Yeah, there's also like the Factorio player. I played a bit of Factorio. I also played when I was younger. A lot of Minecraft mod packs that were very heavily on automation as well. Okay, this will produce iron ingots. This will produce iron rods. This will produce screws. Wait. Yeah, this is all the parts. That's an extra. I can make the storage already. It is in organization. Not C. Oh, I never played Zechatronics. I think I know what you mean. Oh, M? Is there a map? Okay, probably I haven't unlocked it yet. I don't know if I get the resources from demolishing this, so just to be safe, let's take all of the screws. Oh, starboards, I do not know. A lot of things to write down today, which is good. Starboards, I will check that later. For me, the main factory, Dyson Sphere program, I've heard about that one. The main factory game I played was work. Now, I didn't do a lot of logistics and everything. I do work as an engineer, but I gotta admit I didn't do a lot of logistics. Yeah, now we've compressed this quite a bit. And we already have to... Let's finish this quest line. Jump over the concrete. Let's craft the final screws. And deliver them. Launch the button.
Milestone reached. Supply the molecular analysis machine, referred to as the MAM, with local resources to research and develop new technologies.
Oh, we have the map now.
Potential technologies
nice.
include exploration tools, weapons, and factory buildings. These are essential for maximizing your Pioneer efficiency and alignment with Fixit's core pillars: construct, automate, explore, and exploit. To advance Fixit's mission, all notable phenomena, resources, technology, or other influence should be investigated regardless of any perceived danger, as stated in the Pioneer contract.
Why is this? Oh, that's the smelter. That's why it sends so much. So Oh, the MAM is a new building. I was about to ask that. Yes. We need a little bit more. Here, all tier 1 done. Tier 2. Can go for part assembly. Techatronics is a pretty powerful developer. I really enjoy their programming games. Okay. So MAM is very important. Yeah, I think there's... I'm actually going to search real quick Because that does ring a bell, the Zechatronic games. I think there's one. Ah, this one. I recognize from the image. What's the name of this game? The one where you rotate stuff. I've seen this game so much. You have a sequence of commands. It's a hex grid with balls. Is it like molecules? Opus Magnum. I think that's the name. Let me see if someone said it while I was... Okay, no one said it, but I think it's Opus Magnum. The one that I've seen it... That I've seen a lot. Okay, you have the cables. What? I just want another iron source. And move all of my iron production to there. So I can have rods, plates, and... rods, plates, and bolts all being produced. Okay, let's get one of the wider buildings. Probably the smelter. And then I want a constructor lining up with that. Oh, that's not. Probably the smelter needs to be one more gap away. Oh, and now I know what you mean about the alignment, because this measures a platform. Okay. I can hear the smelter turning on and off in the background. Yeah, they are not... I mean, this is... Rod to screws is a 3-to-2 ratio. Yeah, the ratios are a bit off. Let me just... Which in terms of sound is not the most pleasant. We often talk about a well-oiled machine. This is not a well-oiled machine. Let's get another... storage container here. Well, I know... Okay. I have a plan. I'm going to become rich in this game. Where's iron? V, iron ore. 170 meters. Oh god, he said he wants to be rich. Well oiled is overrated. A slap with a wrench is the way to go. True. So true. So let's get a miner here. Oh, I should use the... okay. And if I use control... Okay, but it's clipping over the terrain. I don't want that. I'm not that much of a destroyer of aesthetics. This game has a lot of factories you need to make before being rich. The end game is crazy. Yeah, one step at a time. Oh, that was the normal mode, so it makes the 60. Ah, that's why the other ones were making... Oh. Good, he's not a Neanderthal clipping things. Okay, and here... I'm learning. Yeah, if I clip things like that, it is unintentionally. I do care a little bit about aesthetics. A little bit, not too much, as you can see by how it looks. Okay, and now I'm going to take the chance that I'm here. Okay, let's take you. Missing materials. I need those rods. I mean, that's what I'm setting up production for right now. Man, I'll still play for at least, like, half an hour more. But this game is dangerous. I want to play so much more. Probably I'll be back at it next week around the same time. Because I'm sold on this game already. And and as everyone says, and I do feel it, I'm just getting started. Yeah, just one more fix. Oh, now I need more power on the grid. Did those run out, or do I actually need... Do you have biomass? You do. And you also do. I mean, this is a lot of... I mean, I can just... I have logistics. I can make a splitter. Wait. Demolish this. Behold the power of splitters. You are full, right? No. Oh. Okay, yes. Let me demolish you as well. Ah, I can edit the quick... Oh, okay, I see exactly what you mean. Like 5, here I have. Middle click to copy an entire building. And now I just build to... Use control. I'm learning. Not perfect still, but one step at a time. Because I mean, and that's I've watched, especially when it's Age of Vampires, I've watched other streamers play, and I'm like, it's so easy, just queue up villagers and things like that. When you're learning like the controls for the first time, the names of the things and everything, it is harder to play a game for the first time than playing it after 200 hours. This should be a little bit... Yes, okay, I use the middle mouse button. That's a common hotkey. I'm glad it's the same here. Okay, now we can just connect those. Now I can just get these back here. And does the splitter work as I want? Yes. So this should mean that power is back online. Nice. Oh, I see that the number 1 there. Nice. Middle click also works with power lines and stuff. Nice. Okay, let me just finish setting this up. I had a huge... iron line on the way? Yes. Is the iron coming? Yeah, I see it. Okay, okay. Oh, let me use control. This is going a little bit. Okay, we made it nice until this far. Now it's time to go a little bit more. And let's go. You smelt the iron. And you produce rods. And what I'm going to do is... Okay, not open the menu. I'm going to copy this. Because I'm learning slowly but surely. I need to add a storage. I can even make it parallel to this one. And then I'm going to add another storage in front. I'm going to add a merger. Logistics, exactly. Conveyor merger. Our output will be that way. That way you have the buffers there, but we have one single chest where we can check for all of the items that we need. Everything will just pile up here. And I feel like later on that won't be that necessary. But at this stage of the game I feel like that's going to be very useful to have just one chest, get a little bit of everything. And I'm going to start moving a lot of my production there. Like cleaning up this place already. Take all. Yeah, just connect this line there. Yeah, I had a feeling for that earlier just mixing everything would be fine. Oh, I need, of course, power. Oh, I need rods. I need exactly what we want to manufacture here. That's why I want to manufacture it. Except for concrete, you need so much. Yeah. Okay. What were we like? Oh, it's... Oh, actually, what was I liking? Oh, it was the power. Sorry. Yeah, that's also why I need to go soon. It's also because brain starts braining less. Once hour starts running late. So let me get another construction for the steel plates. Reinforced steel plates. I won't automate those yet, but I want to move this production line now to next to those ones. And I mean, oh, I should have grabbed a bunch of screws from there. Yeah, that's exactly what I should do. That's why I have the production. Oh, let me use the... Zoom. And probably this is still full. Yeah. I can tell. I'm just laughing because someone before said the exact same thing. And I was like, oh... this accent is not very common in English content producers online, so almost no one can guess where this accent is from. So do not feel bad. It is an accent that most people are like, what? That definitely is an accent, but I don't know where it's from. It's Portuguese accent. And I have to make things harder, I do have a peculiar Portuguese accent. From a specific region, but it is from Portugal. This accent. And it's not very common to see Portuguese content creators. I could tell you're from Europe, but my guess was Eastern. Yeah, a lot of people, like, if I'm walking in the street and I hear someone speaking, for example, Polish, or some language more from Eastern Europe, and I'm not paying attention, I can sometimes think, wait, are they speaking Portuguese? Because we do have a lot of similar sounds, so it's normal that the accent also turns similar. Yeah, Polish is a good guess. I see a lot of people guessing Portuguese speakers as Polish. We do have a lot of... some people say that Portuguese people are honorary Balkans. Because randomly, even in some words and everything... Because sometimes there's an historical connection and people do know where the relation comes from. There's a lot of things that Portuguese has in common with Balkan countries where there's not a well-known reason for there to be a connection. But there is. I mean, Poland is not a Balkan country. We're talking about Polish, but yeah, the Balkan countries also have a lot of similarity with Portuguese. Okay, let me get another splitter, because that splitter will get oversaturated. And since we are thinking about expandability... Wait, no, this is a merger, not a... I was looking at the inputs and outputs and it wasn't making sense. I don't think that's aligned with this. Okay, I should have used the nudge option. Let's get the F to pay respects. This is a splitter, I don't want to split. Okay, let's use, yeah, middle mouse button. Remember your lessons. Hologram. And I think this is now perfect. Oh. Oh, we can stack them on top of each other. That's probably going to go very handy in making space efficient layouts in the future. Already know most. I'm learning. Chat is doing a good job at teaching me. A lot of veterans here are helping me big time. And hello, Credon Toast. Yes, you made it on time. Stream isn't over yet. I'm building a factory. Okay, I need a pole here. Are you satisfied? Yes! Actually, I'm very satisfied with my factoring. I've told chat... Oh, this is wrong. Wait, no. Oh, because... Oh, it copies the recipe. When you copy the building, it also copies the recipe inside. I see what's happening here. Now we take all and we dismantle this. It's F. I'm very satisfied with the game so far. Why is there a pole in the way? I don't want to move the pole. Okay, now we have all iron productions there. What time is it? But yeah, I'm very happy with the game. Look at our small little setup. Okay, how much does the lookout tower cost? Okay, not that expensive. Okay, there's not a lot of production lines that are going to come through here in the future, I believe. Okay, the ladder is on this side and probably the other side as well. Let's go! Yeah, things could be a little bit neater, but hey! Have big dude over there. Sometimes you have flying dude flying over. First small factory. Yeah, I'm going to add a... Yeah, I think probably I'm going to keep it safe because if I start another thing, I'm going to go for too long. Why are those not evenly spaced? Like, this is from that to that. Should carry out to the back, or are they something? I can look at that later on. But yes, our first mini factory, our first semblance of something that looks decent, and now we have the objective build a space elevator. We have and the milestone part assembly. We have everything automated that we need for that. The fuse has blown. What a good time to end the stream. I still need to go grab that. But yes, small steps into a big journey. Probably. Okay, I'm going to open the schedule up just before I end the stream. Okay, this is the correct, but yes, it is. Yeah, Friday I have a very weird stream. We have everything automated for that power goes out. They been giraffes. Yeah, I'll be back on Friday for a weird stream. It's gonna be a Halloween special, a kind of a theater play, where I'm going to try my best to be entertaining, kind of like a theater drama, experimental psychological horror stuff. Not the thing for everyone, and I still have no idea if it's going to turn out cool or not. But then next week I'll be back with probably more Go. It's one of the main games here on the channel. Probably more Satisfactory. At least one stream on Wednesday night. And Friday I will have... Okay, I don't want to announce it, but I'll probably have another collab. But I don't want to say who it is in case the person may get busy and cancel. But yeah, we have another week ahead of us. But yeah, thank you so much for all of you who joined me here today. It was my first time. It was great to have people helping me out in chat. I do try to be entertaining. I was happy to also... Sometimes people wanted me to have progress, but I was just wandering around talking about topics, getting lost in the talk, but that's... I'm here to entertain as well. I learned a lot about the game and I am enjoying the game big time. Yeah, you were very useful. People in chat, everyone, Michan, Jay Wafer, there's Unfunny Failure, you're also quite helpful. Yeah, Christmas House as well. That's the name. He had to leave midstream, but yeah, your help helped big time. And of course, I have other new viewers. Kralentos didn't have a chance to see a lot of the game. I'm walking around in the game and I'm not even showing it. You didn't get a chance to see a lot of the game, but it is a massively fun game, and I did have a great time, so I hope you enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed, remember to leave a like, a subscribe if you want to see more, or a follow on Twitch, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye everyone, and have a great time zone.